We're learning more and more about the timeline and sequence of events surrounding what we now know to be undeniable, confirmed intent to collude with Russia for the benefit of Donald Trump's candidacy. And the claim that we've heard now from both Donald Trump Jr. and Donald Trump Sr. and a bunch of other people that Donald Trump, the president, didn't know anything about Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting with this Russian lawyer, presumably to get dirt about Hillary Clinton until just a few days ago. That assertion is increasingly suspect. The New York Times and a number of other media outlets have put together the timeline of it started with, well, on the day of the meeting was Donald Trump at Trump Tower, and we determined that yes, indeed, he was. But there's actually a series of public events and bullet points, time points that we can look at, which make the assertion that Trump was just completely clueless about this very, very difficult to believe. Let's put the timeline up on the screen for people who are watching with us. Let's go back to June 7th at 6:14 p.m. June 7th at 6:14 p.m., Donald Trump Jr. confirmed the meeting with the Russian lawyer, a meeting ostensibly believed to be, the intent of the meeting being that the Russian lawyer had dirt on Hillary Clinton for the Trump campaign. That was confirmed by Donald Trump Jr. at 6:14 p.m. Eastern time on June 7th. Now, in that confirmation, Donald Trump Jr. explained that he would love it if there was dirt on Hillary Clinton. He said that he would get the Russian lawyer's name to security. And upon being told that this meeting was part of the broader Russian campaign to help his dad become president of the United States, he seemed completely unfazed by it in a way that suggests that was not the first time that he was hearing that. Just 3 hours later, on that same day, June 7th of 2016, Donald Trump promised to give a speech exposing what he described as Hillary Clinton's corrupt dealings and favorable treatment to foreign governments, including Russia, which would have been exactly the type of information that they would have been expecting to receive at the 3-hour-old scheduling of this meeting with a Russian lawyer. That in and of itself is very odd timing. Skip to June 9th, 2 days later, 4 p.m. Eastern time, when the actual meeting took place. Donald Trump Jr., Jared Kushner, and Paul Manafort met with the Russian lawyer. This is the meeting that was confirmed on June 7th. It actually took place on June 9th at 4 p.m. We now know that Donald Trump Sr. was at Trump Tower at that point, the time of the meeting. Just 40 minutes later, and remember, we were told this was a short meeting. In fact, Donald Trump Jr. said to Sean Hannity in an interview 2 nights ago, the meeting was 20 or 30 minutes long. 40 minutes after, Pat, the meeting presumably started at 4:40 p.m. Eastern on June 9th, Donald Trump goes to Twitter and all of a sudden is tweeting about Hillary Clinton's deleted emails. And we actually have the tweet to show you. Donald Trump, 4:40 p.m. on the dot, June 9th, 2016. How long did it take your staff of 823 people to think that up? And where are your 33,000 emails that you deleted? The White House was asked about this obviously suspicious timing. They said it is merely a coincidence. Do you believe in this type of coincidence at this point, Pat?
That would take something otherworldly, I would say. And then within the next month, you had the DNC hacked emails starting to get released.
Yep.
You had Trump during a speech publicly inviting the Russians to find the 30,000 missing emails from Hillary Clinton. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think these people, maybe they're criminals, but they're certainly not smart criminals.
They're not criminal geniuses. Let's put it that way. I think what happened is the following. The meeting is scheduled to talk about this in more detail. Donald Trump clearly hears about the meeting. He gets very, very excited, and he starts teasing at this speech off the cuff. We're going to get some really good stuff on Hillary Clinton really, really soon. The meeting then happens. It's about what Russia collected. They're clearly willing to share it with the Trump campaign. We heard from Donald Trump Jr. that Jared Kushner didn't stay in the meeting long. Maybe the reason he left the meeting so quickly is he was so excited himself about this that he went to tell Donald Trump Sr. about it. I don't know. We're sort of speculating. And then Donald Trump, even more excited at this point, starts tweeting about it to Hillary Clinton with the hope that she'll get scared or whatever the case may be. That's a pretty reasonable scenario for what went on here, given everything we know about the personalities and histories of these individuals.
Exactly. I think most people would have the foresight and the self-control to just let this whole thing simmer for a little bit,
Sure.
but that's just not in their nature. Donald Trump goes directly to Twitter.
And do we really believe anything that Trump says at this point? The trend is they are willing to admit only what has broken in the news or is about to break in the news. The Trump Jr. emails are a great example of this. Donald Trump Jr. a couple days ago deciding to release the full email chain in the interests of transparency. The truth is that the New York Times had that email chain and was about to release it. And Donald Trump Jr. attempted to mitigate some of the potential damage it would do by releasing it himself, supposedly because of transparency. They will only admit to what has already been reported and is undeniable or is about to be reported by media.
And usually when these things break, Trump Sr. will go to Twitter and try to debunk it the best that he can, or just write it off as fake
or whatever,
news. And for this instance, he really couldn't. All he said was that his son was being open and transparent. So I guess it's okay.
Think about how much is publicly known about this right now. And just imagine what Robert Mueller, the special prosecutor in the Russia-Trump investigation, might have right now.